Let's take a different tack for a moment. You used the word earlier about community, and I think we've probably got similar philosophies in as much as marketing and branding is all about building community around your brand of people who are interested, so they're supporters, advocates, enthusiasts of your brand and what it is you do and your philosophy. And over time you've built not only Gus the Boxer, but obviously the whole Twitter account, the whole Facebook account, you've blogged over the journey, you've done numbers of things. But can you tell the story about your EFTPOS machine going down one day, or the whole of Westpac, which is the bank, Westpac Bank's EFTPOS system
and ATM system.
And ATM system throughout Australia went down
for half a morning, or probably a bit longer as it turned.
Yep. And which EFTPOS system do you use?
we still use Westpac. So I'd forgotten about that. Good memory. We had a in the store one day. One of the staff's gone, look, the EFTPOS machine's not working, and our online merchant facility is with Westpac as well. And so effectively we were a business that was stranded. If someone walked in the store, unless they had cash on them, we couldn't take a sale. Our website, the sales were error messaging because we couldn't take any money unless someone picked PayPal or whatever. So I tweeted about, I think I found we had a really old, one of those old click-clack sliding machines, and from days of years ago doing markets, and we still have one somewhere, and someone walked in, they wanted to buy something, and I'm about to go, look, unless you've got cash, I can't help you. I've gone, hey, we've got that click-clack machine. Found some old slips, dusted them off, did a couple of runs with those things. But again, they're only guaranteed like under $100. So anything over $100, you still got to call in and get an authority, and the system was down, we couldn't do it. So I took a photo of this old click-clack machine and put up some smart-ass tweet going, Westpac would be really handy if all your systems were down. We're kind of, we're struggling out here in small business land. I tweeted that, a few other people retweeted that. A journo for the Australian picked up on it, and picked up on it with the angle of, I think it might have been also associated with some bank profits or interest rate type stuff happening as well. And I think maybe my tweet was along the lines of, spend some of your profits on your IT infrastructure, having it down. I mean, it was down for a long time. So that got picked up on. They did a story. They sent out a photographer, shot an image. Me with the bleak-looking face, standing there, the kind of the unhappy.
I've just lost $5,000 in sales.
Exactly, and that story got picked up and put in the Australian. It was in the Australian, the
national newspaper.
Yep, and it also was on their online version, and the online version, linked back to our site. So that's one of those ones. I mean, it's it's kind of it's news ambushing to a little degree. I think David Mimmet Scott's got a term for it.
Newsjacking.
Newsjacking. You don't. Those things you can't plan for them. You can't go as part of your marketing strategy. We are going to plan one newsjacking event a week. But if something comes up and you can think of something witty or something that's sharp and that's going to get someone's interest, you never quite know where they're going to go.
And obviously, you've already got your following on Twitter, so you got a lot of retweets, and it reached the journalist somehow.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of Twitter, where your stories, other people are telling your stories and sharing your links and retweeting your stuff, and that's where you have ripple effect. And there's a perfect example of that's landed you in a photo and a picture with all, if I recall the photo, it had all your product in the background. You can't buy that.
No, exactly.
And I think, didn't you also have on that day, though, because you've got a strong Facebook following, didn't you have a special sale as well? So you capitalised, so you used Facebook to have an instant sale because of it.
We did. We were being a bit cheeky with Westpac, going, any Westpac customer that comes in here today gets 20% off for cash if they happen to have them in their wallet. And and we probably had half a dozen people come in before the end of lunchtime that one came in and took that opportunity to buy something at a slightly discounted rate, but also it was part of a laugh as well. Yeah. And it's the classic, turning a negative into a positive, I guess, in some respects, but it's also having a bit of a laugh with it. But there was a real message under there, like, I tweeted and atted Westpac, going, it's just not good enough for that to be down for so long. And something good came out of it for us, that we got some media. And, that media, and the Australians is a high traffic website, so it helps you with your Google and your SEO and all those other things as well that come with that. You don't put those things out there for those reasons, but really handy when that comes to fruition.
So any other sort of social media things that you're doing, given that you're a visual company? I think, what are you on, Tumblr?
We use Tumblr, yeah. Tumblr's great, and look, often not all of them, but some of the stuff we use Instagram, where we can put an image up, and then we'll flick that through to Tumblr, and then there might be more of a story that gets added to Tumblr. Yep. Tumblr's beautiful because it's really easy for someone to reblog it.
Yep.
So that imagery goes out there and out there.
Pinterest?
Yeah, a little bit. It's interesting. I haven't around me. Pinterest has exploded, and I've only it was one of the ones I've probably been a little bit slow out of the blocks with, but starting to seeing that a lot more of our traffic is coming from Pinterest, and doing some searches through it, finding that lots of our potential customers are putting imagery up there. So Pinterest, the growth of that has been phenomenal. And
probably last question or comment to get your comment on, with all the social media and everything, and a lot of people and a lot of marketing people and brands and that, and they think, well, it's all about social media, it's all about online and digital. But from what I observe about you use those channels to connect with people offline, shock horror, face to face, and it gets you speaking gigs, which then leads to other opportunities, to all sorts of, where does social media fit in your overall marketing in that respect?
Yeah, look, it is an interesting one. I'm a big believer that social media by itself is not enough. There are some great stories out there, like there's great stories of people that win the lotto. You hear about them quite a lot, of people that have built a brand purely with social media, but they are quite rare. I see it as just another part of that whole marketing mix and marketing tenet. It's been great, and the ability of that share factor is phenomenal. With people just taking your story or image and flicking it out to their group and giving it some validation, whether that be on a Facebook wall or even on a Google Plus or whatever that might be.
Has it helped you go global?
Yeah, look, it's really interesting. I mean, the oddest things happen. One of probably the least sexy of the social media platforms is LinkedIn. I always joke about it being it's Facebook for suits. LinkedIn have company pages that so few companies actually use, and we flushed out. We kind of put a whole lot of content, imagery and stuff, and product descriptions in our company page, and then they added this thing where you can have not only people can recommend you as a person on LinkedIn, but they can recommend your products on your company page. So we went out to a lot of our customers, especially our corporate customers, where we make products for them out of their billboards, and said, can you put that referral that you've given us in an email, can you put that on LinkedIn as a referral, as a recommendation? And the beautiful thing about something like that is it's a review that's right there at the coalface, in a platform where it's a B2B type platform, whether it be for recruiting or looking for potential customers and sales. Which
is part of your business.
It is, and you've got the person that's put that review up there. Their whole profile, their job, their title is right there, and so it's really powerful stuff. As part of when we get a corporate inquiry, I've had a couple of them come in this morning. Our initial response email to them before I get on the phone with them will be, here's our Facebook page, here's our Tumblr page, and here's our LinkedIn page that you may not have known was there, and all the referrals from, whether it be Seek or AGL or RMIT or all the big customers that we play with. And so by the time I normally then leave it a couple of hours, then give those guys a call, or one of the crew here will give them a call, and they already know a little bit more about you, and the stuff they know about you has been validated by other companies in their industry or their competitors or whoever it might be. And that definitely gives us a lot more it gives us like a foot up. You're not explaining everything about what you do. They already know a little bit about it, and lots of other companies have used you, so it gives you that credibility that you can.
And once again, classic PR, other people talking about you in a positive way.
It's fantastic. So, and then a lot of that stuff, like, it's not all online. We then we physically want to go and meet with those companies in a normal sales call, send them samples and stuff. But the ability to have all those bullets for various situations, phenomenal. Mm. You talked about speaking. One of the things, especially when we're really the B2B part of our business is really growing rapidly, with more and more companies being eco-conscious, looking at what they're doing around their sustainability. Once we were doing more of that B2B stuff, I was like, well, I need to get out there and speak more at events, because you've only got to have one marketing director or one CMO in the audience from a Qantas or a Westpac or whoever it might be.
Maybe not Westpac.
We're back
on board with Westpac.
No, I actually had a really good Westpac experience yesterday. But you've only got to have one of those people that says, we've got 200 billboards, they're currently going into landfill. What can we do with them? Can we, and we can go to them and go, oh, are you sponsoring a conference? You can have them as staff, orientation packs for your graduate program. You can have giveaways. You can do, give away luggage tags to customers. I mean, when you plant some of those seeds, it's phenomenal the way that works. And for every speaking gig I look at, even if the audience isn't absolutely targeted to say the whole consumer-facing brand, you've only got to have someone in there that even tells about you and your rolling.
So multiple channels to market. Be authentic, tell the story, take people on the journey, and if possible, bring in an animal.
Yes.
We should get Gus into the video if he's going to. He is kind of sleeping.
Are you going to come say hello? Come here. Come here, mate. Come here.
If we can get him up this high, he is quite a big dog. Here we go. That is Gus. We're not kidding. So we'll put, if you follow him on Twitter at Gus the Boxer. One last story. Something that you did put on Facebook some time ago during the federal election, and it was Julia Gillard's seat, who is our Prime Minister in Australia, and next to her "Vote for Me" poster was a big poster of Gus the Boxer. Vote for me.
It's another one of those, I guess, that newsjacking type scenario.
Tactical.
The election was on. We are across just a couple hundred metres down the street from us is a primary school, which was a voting booth. All the election posters were out the front, and so we quickly, Anna, our graphic designer, quickly jimmied up an election-style poster with Gus on it, and vote one, Gus the Boxer. I think his tagline might have been something like, "I clean up my own shit," and we stuck that up next to all the election posters, and even the people handing out the how to vote flyers were laughing at, and it was just one of those things where, is there a direct sale coming out of that? Maybe, maybe not. But it's a fun thing to do. People get a laugh out of it. Adds a little bit of cachet. We put it on Facebook. I think it might have been this thing that got the most comments and likes for that year.
Well, that's engagement.
Yeah, and it's good stuff. And we've kept those posters. There's a few of them around the offices and bits and pieces here that kind of a bit of a laugh. But those things, when the opportunity's there, I'm a big believer in take a bit of a risk. Be a bit cheeky, and people love that stuff because, again, it's that whole, it doesn't sound like corporate speak. It's it's real and it's genuine.
Sounds good.
And now I've got white all.
Sorry about that, mate. I'm wearing completely black too, so I'll stay well away from the Gusbo. Okay, mate. Thanks very much for your time. Good yarn, and we'll put some of those links in the show notes.
Cheers, Trev.